Tell me first, what is your name and what's your product?
I'm Lisa, and my product is magnetic eyelashes.
What made you come up with magnetic eyelashes? Where did that come from?
There's a bit of the backstory to it is I suffer from an underactive thyroid. So I love eyelashes. I love the way they look. They just feel so feminine and beautiful, and they give you confidence. And I don't know what it is about eyelashes. They just make you feel good and look good.
I can second that, yeah.
Yes. The trouble is when you've got a thyroid condition, and maybe not even to have a thyroid condition, my lashes are extremely thin. I would go and get the lash extensions done and they would break. Not only thin, but little stubbles. And of course you can imagine how that would make you feel. It would make you feel ugly and just not feminine, and the glue ones. But for the life of me, I could not get them to work. I think maybe because there was nothing really to catch on to. And then I was stressing out, and then my eyebrows started going thin, and I was like, oh, this whole area of me just felt ugly. So I delved into it, and I thought, no, there's got to be something. Oh, some serums. I need to wait. I was looking for an instant gratification. So I just kept persevering, and then I came across, as you're scrolling, I saw the magnetic one. I thought, oh, this is great. There's no glue. But the trouble was, because they were top and bottom, a positive and a negative, they had to sit perfectly. And I couldn't get them to align as well. And then I came across the liner and then putting it on. Well, I could easily do a liner, and so they weren't actually on my lashes. I didn't need lashes because they were actually magneting onto the liner. So now they don't touch my lashes, they're not damaging, and then they look really, really natural. It was really created out of a need that in the market and I couldn't find it. And then I just worked with suppliers trying to really hone in as close to my natural lashes as I possibly could get. So they had to be super, super soft, super gentle, no irritating. The crazy thing is, I haven't told anyone this, but I would see random people, and it was usually guys. Guys have the most beautiful natural eyelashes.
Yes, my brothers.
Yeah, and I would go, oh, can I take a photo of your eye? And I go, oh, who's this weirdo? So a lot of the range, the different styles were actually handmade and inspired by beautiful guy lashes.
Nice natural lashes.
Yeah.
You said before, so you had your brand before starting to work with eCom Capital.
Yeah.
So what was it that you've already got this idea, you've got this brand started. Why did you choose to come and work with eCom Capital? Why did you feel you needed that extra help?
The goal was to actually take it and sell online. For the life of me, I just could not get that to work. You're just pushing and pushing and pushing, and then you just get disheartened. So I ended up selling at the Gold Coast market, Surfers Paradise, and they were popping off. People were coming in, they were loving them, and they were easy for the customers to use, and got really good feedback. And I'm thinking, I've got this beautiful product, but I don't know how to sell it online. And that's where eCom Capital came into it. It was specifically for e-commerce. That was the missing link for me to really understand and learn and execute. It was almost like the missing piece. You dive in and you realize, Lisa, this is why it wasn't working, is because one, you don't have the skill set. Two, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot to learn. Unless you've got 10 years, I don't think you could figure it out on your own.
What was it about eCom Capital that kind of stood out to you?
Because I had tried other courses, there's so many gurus out there, and they'll say, oh, do this and do that. Well, what I found was they only would talk about one component of it, and that's not true. That's all very fine and dandy, mastering how to just build the Shopify store if you're going to use that platform. But there's just
so many layers to it.
Yeah.
What was your biggest fear?
I think the biggest fear for me was really putting myself out there, telling my story, and not be afraid to really go for gold. Because it's all very fine, you've got this wonderful product, and most entrepreneurs, they have this product and they really truly believe in, but there's so much more to it. You've got to have the marketing side of it down pat, you've got to have your creatives, the business sense and knowing your numbers and running the Shopify store and understanding your analytics. That can be really overwhelming, and I think with e-commerce, the very first lesson that I learned was understanding that. It really was, and all the other courses I'd done, I could probably name you a good 10. and it was thousands and thousands of dollars. It was a lot of money, but Sasha and you guys and the whole team, that whole initial first day just really honed it in for me, and I thought, I'm home. I'm with my people. They understand it. They get it. Now I get it. It's not easy, but it makes it understandable. And if you can understand, you can learn. And if you can learn, you can start processing it. And then once you start doing that, you can action. With all the other courses and things that I was doing, I wasn't learning enough because it was just this. And as you know, you can't do the big picture if you're only doing that one little detail. Yeah. There's 1,000 details.
Since you started working with us at eCom Capital, what would you say your biggest success has been so far, Lisa?
Is actually understanding the process. I think entrepreneurs in themselves are very creative, very ambitious, and can be all over the place. With e-commerce, it's a process, and understanding the process and the steps to go and actually understand, no, Lisa, you're here. You're not over there, you're not at that level, you're here. Now let's just work on this, so now you can get to the next one. And then the next one and the next one. And the thing that I love the most is you guys hold our hands through that process. Never once have I felt like I can't ask that question. I've never once felt they don't get me. I've never once felt I'm alone. And I think that's probably the biggest takeaway I can had so far, that I'm not alone.
For people out there maybe thinking about going out and starting their own brand or thinking about reaching out to eCom Capital, what would be your main advice?
Go for it. Don't second guess it. It's just really bite the bullet and go for it, because the process is here. It's tried and true. Their success rate, you guys' success rate is very high, and it's really inspiring. Yeah, just do it.